Hello everyone on Stack Game Marathon. My name is MasterStarman. I am a mostly Nintendo but occasionally variety streamer and Let's Player here. And we are gonna today be playing some Kirby's Adventure. This was a game released in 1993. It was, I believe, the second game in the Kirby series, and one of my personal favorite Kirby games. It was technically also my first Kirby game because my first Kirby game was a remake of this. So I have a lot of nostalgia for this game, even though it wasn't specifically this version I grew up with, but I played this game a lot on the Wii Virtual Console and such as well. And yeah, we're kind of going to go ahead and get things started here. So we're going to be playing through the entire game here, 100% with some things going on here. I'll kind of explain as we go along here. So whenever I go here, we're gonna go and, let me just see. I think if I hit start here, it'll just go straight in, but we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. So, we're gonna be starting up here with, Stage 1 Vegetable Valley here. This level is pretty basic. A lot of this game's actually gonna be pretty basic here, but there's some things that are gonna be a little different kind of starting off after we finish this first level here. So fortunately this run is not gonna be too bad to start off here. Levels in this game are very, very short, usually only about a couple screens long here, and let's actually go in the door there. Normally I try and shoot for the high points of the goal minigame there, but in a speedrun it's probably best to just not do that. So anyways, we're going to be heading back into the first level, because whenever you clear out a level, if you've ever played games like Donkey Kong Country, it kind of has a similar mechanic to that, where whenever you finish off the level, you can exit out, and we're gonna make a very, very good use of that here coming up in 2 seconds here. So if you never knew this, there's a secret area down below the waterfall here where you can get a UFO. UFO is pretty much the most overpowered ability in this game here. It is a ability that lets you fly around really fast, you can shoot lasers, and we're going to be using it for the entire game pretty much here. Normally, you cannot take this out of any level you find it in, but we're going to be doing some glitching and taking this out here. To explain what I did there, you can discard abilities by hitting the select button there. And by doing so, there's like one frame where after you select an ability, you're still technically the ability you discarded, but the game will treat you as normal Kirby. And a huge benefit of that, as you just saw there, is that you also don't lose the ability upon being hit. It's a very, very busted feature of this ability, so now I can just literally zip by most levels of the game without a care in the world. It's a very, very busted ability. And yeah, I think the rest of this world's gonna be kind of basic here, so if we do have time for a donation, this might be a pretty decent time here.
Alright, I'm not seeing any donations just yet.
Alright.
But just a reminder real quick, the Mario Party 3 block is coming up, and there's a bidding war to pick the 3 opponents. Right now it looks like Waluigi, Wario, and Daisy are leading. Just double checking for a refresh here, but if what I'm looking at is correct, DK is in 4th place, so if there are any DK fans, definitely now is the time to start coming out.
The monkey deserves better. If you saw me moving some erratic movements there, admittedly I'm not using the best controller for this type of run, but, also big shoutouts to Super Metroid here, but, also, I like this little thing here where you can kill Mr. Frosty there before even going up to his arena. Yeah, you're definitely going to want to get those incentives in for Mario Party 3 there. And this mysterious figure here will give us a candy that'll give us a nice invincibility boost through the rest of this level here. Kirby's Adventure has a lot of slowdown for being a very technically ambitious NES game, so there's a lot of slowdown in this game, but fortunately with UFO you can kind of mitigate some of that, and we're definitely going to be taking a lot of advantage of that here. So, coming up on the first boss here is Wispy Woods. Bosses are a piece of cake with this ability here. Case in point, Wispy pretty much couldn't do a thing to us. And coming up into World 2, this is going to be kind of a strange world because about halfway through this world, we're going to have to ditch UFO in order to get through a certain level. And we're actually not going to go back for UFO through World 1. We could, but we actually would have to ditch it pretty early on in World 3 as well, so it's pretty much best to wait until after a certain point in World 3 to go back to get UFO. So that's it for the first stage. And stage 2. I love the music in this game. A lot of Kirby games have really great soundtracks, but something about this one just always stood out to me. By Wheelie.
Kirby music is definitely a 10.
Yeah, definitely.
Just another reminder too, guys, exclamation point poll will bring up a straw poll for the board that will be played in Mario Party 3. As far as I know, it's very close, and your vote could make a big change. So feel free to click that link, get some votes in, and
Get
who
voting.
knows where we'll end up.
So this part here, this is the unfortunate part where we're gonna have to ditch UFO for a little bit. And the real kicker of this is that there's actually another UFO ability through that door there, but we're not gonna be bothering with that for right now. We're just gonna be playing the rest of this world and a little bit of the next world just without that, so it's a little unfortunate, but once we get about halfway through Butter Buildings, the rest of the run's gonna be mostly smooth sailing after that. And this is our first introduction of the Meta Knights. Saw Meta Knight a little bit earlier. That's the masked figure. We actually would have seen him just a couple hours ago during Bubba's Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary run, so give it up for his first video game. And I'm not having the best luck with these guys, but we got through that. a little risky, but that worked. I don't really mind dying too much when I don't have the UFO. If I did have UFO, dying is a pretty major loss because you would lose the ability there. So, in a few cases I might take emergency healing, because every world starting in World 2, I believe, has a mini-boss rematch area that you can go to, and we'll take use of that at least once throughout the run, but otherwise it's pretty much mostly just going to be an emergency healing situation. So we got Mr. TikTok. Okay, that was just unfortunate there. That is another optional door there. I passed up some optional doors earlier on, but we're mostly just going to be ignoring a lot of the hidden areas. We'll kind of go through... this is going to be a 100% run here. We'll kind of go through what 100% means in this game starting in the next world, because starting in Butter Buildings, some levels occasionally have these switches that you can find. And that's pretty much going to be the thing we're looking out for during 100%, so... UFO is thankfully very good at getting a lot of the... I was very bold trying to make that jump. That's alright. UFO is fortunately a very good ability for getting most of the really difficult switches in the game, including a really infamous one in World 6 that we'll be seeing later. That I would otherwise normally call the hardest part of the game is not hard at all with the UFO ability. And here's one of my personal favorite Kirby abilities. And that's an optional room that I did not mean to go in. Can't really read chat right now, but just curious for those in chat, what is everyone's favorite Kirby ability? Doesn't have to be one that debuted in this game, it could be across the entire series. For me personally, my favorite ability is Jet Kirby, which was an ability that debuted in Kirby Superstar. I'd say my second favorite would probably be Cutter Kirby, which is one that debuted in this game.
Do we have a moment for a donation?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. We got $50
Ooh.
from Burnt to a Crisp Scooter saying, "Thanks SGM fam for this great event. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring some childhood games I love to you guys. Put this towards Luigi, my boy, to be part of the CPU crew."
Luigi's my
Scooter,
boy
thank
as
you
well.
so much.
Thank you, Scooter. Congrats on the Ristar run as well.
I hope you're recovering.
Yeah, those chips are definitely something. So we just took down Paint Roller there. That was actually a surprisingly clean Paint Roller run there. There is a trick you can do in that fight to get infinite uses of the mic ability, which we saw a little bit earlier. But, that doesn't really benefit us too much going forward, so... It's kind of one of those more novelty things. This is another great song here.
Building may be my favorite Kirby song across the whole series.
It is really good.
They never mess with it.
I think I like pretty much all the songs in this game. And yeah, we saw the first switch in the game up ahead. It's... you just gotta take this bottom path here, and there it is. And what's really nice about these switches is that they also act as a full heal anytime you ever find them, so... that's really good. Alright, so next up, coming up here, we have 3-2. This is one of, the, if not the most important stage in the entire run here, for reasons I'll show off here in a little bit, but we'll just kind of be clearing it out normally here to start off. Also got these nice, cool scrolling backgrounds. This must have been really bad to try and program on the NES. I couldn't imagine what Masahiro Sakurai and his team would have went through to program half the crazy stuff in this game. I passed up an area there where we could have fought the wheelie mini-boss to get wheel, but it's not the most useful thing we have going forward here. And here we got Bugsy. That actually was not what I anticipated there, so... do this the normal way. I remember when I first played the remake, this was a part of the game I got stumped at for a really long time.
Yeah, the remake was my first Kirby.
This was mine, too. I think I would have first played Kirby from... I first would have found out about Kirby from Super Smash Bros. And Super Smash Bros. Melee. By the way, we're going through 3-3 here as well, because this is another ladder that we wouldn't be able to get down if we had UFO. And I don't really mind dying there. I remember... it's funny that we brought up Wendy's so many times during this marathon, but, it's funny how, I remember one time when Wendy's had, Kirby Right Back At Ya toys, and I knew of Kirby from, the Super Smash Bros. Games, but I didn't realize kind of what his own series was about at the time, and... after that, that was kind of when... that's also a room I didn't mean to go in.
No joke, if you didn't bring that up, I was about to bring it up, because that's exactly my story with Kirby. I knew him from Smash, then I got an Ice Kirby toy from Wendy's. And I was like, hold on. I gotta find out more about this guy.
Yeah, that was pretty much my history as well. And then I think I ended up discovering him, by random coincidence, I caught an episode of the anime off when it was still on the Fox box, and from there it quickly just became one of my favorite shows and a series that I really fell in love with after that. I don't really remember why I got Nightmare in Dreamland specifically. I think it was the newest Kirby game out at the time, but that was kind of just the Kirby game I got. Anyways, the reason I came back into this level here is because... if we time this right... if you inhale 2 abilities at the same time, you can get a random roulette ability that'll always stop at the same place, and in this particular case, we get UFO every time here. So that is going to be our infinite UFO joint for the rest of this game, and from here on till about halfway through World 5, the game is going to be pretty vanilla otherwise, so if there's any donations or messages that need to be read, this is such a prime time to read them off, because there's not really going to be a whole lot going on here.
No donations at the moment, but you know, you guys can definitely donate to make Zebra say wacky, zany things. I'm more than willing. We are a little under 2,000 away from our main goal of 12,000, at which point we'll be giving away a Nintendo Switch with a copy of Mario Party Superstars, which I know many people here would love to have. On top of that, any donation throughout this marathon will also enter you into a chance to win another Nintendo Switch, generously given to us by, or not to us necessarily, but from Stream for a Cause.
That's one game I can't wait for this Friday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
My first reaction when Odin was telling me about the dates for this Stack Game Marathon was, this is literally the weekend before Superstars.
Yeah, it's funny how that worked out.
Yeah. Gave us something to do to kill a few days and raise a lot of money for a really great cause while we wait for a game that a lot of us are probably going to get, and...
Yeah, my main man, Bonkers. What a guy.
Yeah. I love how the Bonkers episode of the anime, they basically just spoofed King Kong with him.
I don't remember that one. My favorite episode of Kirby Right Back at You, maybe not my favorite, but one that I always remember, is like the Don Quixote parody. Seems so obscure for Kirby.
Which one was that?
There was some Star Warrior that was like a knight, and he fought a windmill monster.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't realize that was a parody of something. That's kind of...
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, that episode was always kind of random, but I always did like that one. I think when I was a kid, my favorite episode was... Actually, I'll tell this in a second, because we got a boss fight here that's gonna go down in... very fast. That boss can normally give some people a decent bit of trouble, but it's not a problem with the UFO.
We love UFO.
Here's another one of my favorite songs in this game. I think when I was a kid, my favorite episode of Kirby Right Back at Ya was probably... I want to say it was the first Jet Kirby episode. Which didn't really have much to do with flying, admittedly. It was a Kawasaki episode where they set up a delivery service.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I like the one where they all get into like a gotcha game of each other.
Yeah. Was that the one where they more or less predicted the, like the amiibo situation, like a decade prior?
Yeah, kinda. They were all like, they were all collecting figures of each other and had like a shortage or something.
Me? A minifigure? So they think my figure will be popular.
Meta Knight's voice was such a choice.
It's also like... It's also like... Eric Stewart, who's also known for like Brock and Seto Kaiba and a few others. Yes!
Oh my god.
That's what I like about it even more.
A one-woman man!
4Kids dubs are such a treat.
Oh, they're nuts. Oh, hey. We got $10 from King DDD himself.
Ooh.
It does say see comment. It did not come through on the dashboard. So if you want to let one of us know, I'm sure we can get that in for the king.
I like to hear that 3D.
Okay, this is King DDD's comment. Let me see if I can get into King DDD's head here. Oh yeah! King DDD's voice also just a choice.
I actually low-key love Ted Lewis's DDD.
It's good. Escargoon!
Actually, he voices Escargoon also.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Escargoon sounds like Roger from American Dad.
Yeah, I can hear that. I believe he also voices Tracy and Giovanni in Pokemon.
Wow. He has a range.
Yeah. Anyway, this is another level I always really liked a lot when I was younger. Just a lot of really cool blimps. We kind of flew over most of it earlier, but
I used to love that stage. I just remember one episode. This might have also been that Kawasaki episode where DDD just gets sick of the menu at the castle, and he's just looking at the menu that clearly has, like, you know, some censored for kids food on it. And he just goes, hot dog, taco, hamburger. Hot dog, taco, hamburger.
I actually don't remember that for some reason. I wish I remembered that more than I did, but I don't remember that. So, I don't think it's possible to beat this timer out with the UFO. It might be. No, it doesn't look like it. I think you pretty much need Wheel to get that, but I think it's just for like a 1-up. And here we got Rolling Turtle, who was quickly forgotten about after this game.
Darn shame.
He would be replaced by an elephant in future years to come. Anyways, I might just take this just to get some health back here. That was actually really close there, but probably didn't need to do that, but nice to just be safe anyway. I think another one of my favorite episodes, although I don't know if I liked this one much as a kid, more so as I got older, was the one with the asteroid. Which gets it gets surprisingly dark for a Kirby episode. Basically it borderlines Majora's Mask in levels of darkness. There's basically a giant asteroid that's about to, like, crash into Dreamland.
Oh, like City Trial.
Yeah. That event scared the heck out of me when I was younger. Like, I didn't play with events on for years because of that event.
I used to be scared of the fog.
I could see that. We're back. I don't know what just happened, but let me know when I'm good to go back live there, Bill.
Yeah, this is the live stream room, so I think you should be good.
Alright. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know what the fudge just happened. That was really weird. Basically, my computer just went, like, straight black. Except I could see that my computer was still on because, like, I have a clear case on the side of my computer, so I could see that the lights and everything were still on, and it sounded like it was still running, but I don't know. This computer is so cursed sometimes.
So good. My computer's been on the fritz lately. I was so scared it would act up during this. It happens. We held it down.
That's good. So, by the way, here's one of the dumbest secrets in the game. Normally, you're supposed to use the light ability to find this, but there's just a hidden area here. Were there any donations or announcements during the downtime, or...?
I just plugged Mario Party 3, so...
Okay. So we're pretty much done with, Butter Buildings here. We just have the boss here, which is everyone's favorite cloud boss, Krako.
Big Krako guy.
Normally you'd use high jump or just fly up here, but with UFO we can just kind of dash up here also. Krako has a pretty tiny hitbox in this game. You have to be pretty precise, I've found, whenever you have to take him down. I had a really good cycle there. Usually I end up missing him by like a pixel there, but we had a pretty good run there. And so starting up here, we have Yogurt Yard. This world isn't so bad, but it has its moments, and for the sake of this run, it might be one of the more trickier parts, because we're gonna need to ditch UFO. I don't know why there's a light enemy in this room. I've never understood that.
Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about. I'm a little behind, but
okay.
I definitely recall.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a secret down this way. If you just break these... There's a secret down here.
I like the little high jump enemies.
Yeah.
They're pretty cute. They're just little guys.
Actually, I believe they're called Starman as well.
Really?
I believe so.
Well, look at that. They put them in.
Yeah. I'm getting bored to bump the game audio up just a tiny bit here. I can do that. Alright. This level here is kind of unfortunate because, and I don't know why I was just dancing on top of that ladder there, but yeah, we kind of got to ditch UFO here, and this level's kind of long here, so there's a lot of weird cave systems in this world, and here's the ball ability.
All is wild.
I think there was a challenge at MagFest a couple years ago for beating a boss rush stage in this game that's coming up later with the ball ability.
I used to use ball all the time to beat DDD at the end.
It is a really powerful ability when it's used right, so...
Because the way you come dropping into the final boss gives you enough time to just come in swinging.
Mm-hmm. And here we got Bonkers again. Got really good RNG on him there. It's fine, I didn't really want that hammer anyway.
I gotta say, of all the level names, Yogurt Yard sounds kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it kinda does.
I feel like it would go bad real fast.
Yeah.
In a yogurt yard. I want to be there as briefly as possible.
Grape Garden sounds not too great either, although that would probably just become raisins eventually.
I guess, yeah. I think it sounds delightful. Just because it's up in the clouds and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess if we're going by that, butter building. Doesn't sound very pleasant either.
No, not really.
Orange Ocean, though. I think that's top tier.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go there for vacation.
Rainbow Resort would be a pretty good place also.
That's a nice one.
If I had you...
Oh, King says, I would never go to butter building.
I'll take that. So after this level, we're gonna backtrack a little bit to get our UFO ability back. I think it's... I could have done that level with UFO, but with how fast the wheel section goes, I like just doing that one with normal Kirby. And coming up, there's a good stretch of levels here that, under normal circumstance, I'd probably call some of the worst parts of the game, but otherwise, with UFO, they're not so bad. There's a couple levels that we're going to need to ditch UFO for, which are going to be kind of annoying, but otherwise... And speaking of butter building...
I hate when Zebra keeps up his guard. Won't even visit my yogurt yard. I made it myself. I try so hard. But Zebrasteiner still won't come to yogurt yard.
I gotta say, I've gotten pretty good at doing that pause trick with the UFO there, because I'm pretty sure that's like a frame-perfect pause, but I've just gotten surprisingly good at doing the timing of that.
Yeah, that's nothing to scoff at. That's pretty sick. Remember, guys, Mario Party 3 coming up real quick. Get your votes in for that poll. Get those donos in.
This fight with the Meta Knights is actually kind of rough because we're not able to advance to the upper level here, or else we would have to ditch the UFO, which we shouldn't need to do that too much, and in fact, I think it is possible to take down the top row enemies even from the bottom here, technically. Okay, this is the last one here. Want to make sure we're on the center here before, well, we're at the end there. It's not really that hard, but I did figure that out pretty early on, that you don't want to advance up to the top there, because that does waste a pretty substantial bit of time there. Anyways, this cave here, or this waterfall, has a little cave in it, and it is our button. And that's a pretty important arena there, because we can fight bonkers in there, and Hammer is useful for the switches of, like, the next well, not next level, but like the 3 levels after that, Hammer's a pretty essential ability. And this room's a little bit slow. Worth noting, I was not trying to time that there. Okay, so Yogurt Yard 5 here. I liked the aesthetic of this level when I was younger, but it has a pretty notorious switch at the beginning here. Normally, you're basically intended to take the high jump ability, break through these blocks, and then use the fire ability. But fortunately, we can just do this. And that'll just automatically hit the switch for us. Normally, if you light a fuse and you don't, if you don't make the cannon, if the fuse is still on screen, you'd have to leave the room and come back in, so that's what makes that room a lot more annoying. I think in the GBA version, they do fix that, though, so it's a lot easier to get in that. Okay, can I get down here, please? And shout out to Fire Lion, who looked a lot more chibi in his first appearance.
Just want to take a sec to thank Stream for a Cause for helping us out with this event. They've been a huge help. We're very appreciative. For any donation throughout this marathon, you'll be entered into the running to get a Nintendo Switch, completely separate from the grand prize we have going. But another way you can be entered into that is, let me just type this in chat real quick. Submit the form to recommend a non-profit. They do a lot of great work. Some examples, they have Charity Gaming, Wiggy, Women in Gaming International, Reef Relief, and various others that they support. All great causes, all great things to put donations towards, and yeah, I definitely recommend checking out just where these things go and how your donations can just make a difference.
It's worth noting that secret there is normally a lot more annoying without UFO, because otherwise you would have to enter this level with Hammer and hold on to it for that entire time. So this kind of begins a string of levels that I would usually call the worst stretch of the game for me. Would be 5-6 to 6-2. Because all 3 of those levels require at least some sort of crushing ability. 6-1's kind of the worst of them, I think. 6-2, at least you can get a stone in it, but speaking of, we have a boss in the middle here, which can also coincidentally give the hammer ability. That's the easiest time you'll ever have with Heavy Mole, though.
Will I dance for donations? I don't know if I can dance without a cam, but will I paint with all the colors of the wind? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what that entails.
And so actually I didn't want to enter this level with UFO, but that's actually fine. I can do something to make that up here. Yeah, so this area kind of sucks. So it's possible to get hammer from inhaling a fireball guy and a spark guy at once here, but the timing's not the easiest with these things kind of floating around off camera. And I think I might have just gotten that there. Yes, okay. Now I gotta hold on to this until I get to the door there, which is easier said than done because these fire guys... I'm taking my time with this here. These fire guys can just kind of pop up whenever the fudge they please there. There we go. That one there, I don't believe you can get that with the UFO ability, so that is kind of annoying. I wouldn't say that's the hardest secret in normal run, but it might be the hardest one in this category.
It was interesting how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some people in chat asking what happens when we hit 12K. We will be giving away a Nintendo Switch along with a copy of Mario Party Superstars when that launches, I believe, next week. We were just talking about that, right?
Yeah. And you know you want a copy of Mario Party Superstars because it's definitely looking to be a very popular game this Halloween and holiday season.
For sure.
So if we slide here, we can get that carbon drink there. And this stone enemy here is pretty important because we'll need him for the secret of this level here. Some Scarfies that like to hide up in the ceiling here.
I hate when the hype train won't leave the station. Steiner won't even dance for donations. Sitting here all day doing announcements and narrations. But Zebra Steiner won't even dance for donations. Well, why don't you get some donations in, guys, and we'll see what Zebra will do. Maybe you could donate for Luigi. Steal that number 3 spot from Daisy. Very close. I believe about $13 would make the difference. There's a Luigi fan with $13 out there. Today's your day.
If we weren't at risk for copyright, I'd say, like... Okay, I'm opening myself up to hell saying this, but I'd say I'd probably dance to Justin Bieber if we had, like, donations in for that.
Hey. You can sign up for whatever you want.
I don't know if that's something we're allowed to do or not. I mean...
Probably not with the music, no.
I'll take UFO for a little bit, just to finish the rest of this level up here, but... And after this level's over, we're gonna backtrack to Butter Building one last time to get UFO, which we're pretty much gonna stick with for the rest of the run. So yeah, normally you would not be allowed to keep UFO outside the levels you get it, so... Which is understandable because, as this run proves, it is a very busted ability. You can play the game way faster than intended with it. And if you inhale the Poppy Bros there, I don't know if it's guaranteed or not, but there's pretty much a good chance they'll always drop that M-Tomato, so... It's a nice way to get the recovery back.
As much as I would love to provide musical accompaniment, it is getting a little late at night.
Yeah.
And I do have other people in my home. So it would not be ideal. But I want a goofy, wacky narration. We can make that happen.
Yeah. Wasting a little bit of time in the warp station, but that's alright. And we're pretty much in the home stretch right now, so... Yeah, every level in World 6 has a secret area of some sort. This level's also really distinct, too, because you're always on the pirate ships.
Love the ships.
Can I climb up this ladder? Thank you. That box there you need to break. I think it's a little bit more distinguished in the remake that that's a secret, and same with that hole there.
I think Orange Ocean is my favorite as well, overall. I just love these levels.
Yeah, I could say I love the look of a lot of these levels. There's some annoying levels in this world, but even the one that's really infamous still looks really pretty, so I can't complain too much there. This one's just a great level all around, though.
Hey, do I have a sec for a bit of a donation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Alright, buckle up.
Oh boy.
Lucas Kobe. $2,000.
What the hell? Thank you, Lucas.
Well, I hope the Switch goes to someone that doesn't have a Switch yet.
Oh my god.
Lucas, thank you so much. And with that, we have absolutely smashed our goal of 12,000 for the Stack Game Marathon 2. Get some SGM hype.
Get the hypes going here. Get a hype train going. It's hype time.
What a legend. Thank you so much, Lucas.
Thank you. $2,000 is...
Lucas, do
insane.
you have a character that you like in Mario Party 3? Because I think we can probably get them in.
There's another secret here. Again, this was another one that was easier to find in the remake, which I played first, so... By the time I would have first played the NES version of this on the Wii Virtual Console, so... That's absolutely insane. Thank you so much, Lucas Kobe.
That's it. That bar, that purple bar at the bottom, full. Overflowing even. And we got 3 hours left, folks. We can keep pushing. We can hit. We can beat last time. I don't know.
I'd say... I mean, if we're playing a 50-turn game of Mario Party, that might be even longer.
That's a lot of turns.
Yeah?
Whoo! Okay. Scottman895. 20 gift subs.
Ooh!
That
Thank you,
is a lot of
Scottman.
gift subs. Scottman, thank you so much.
This really pretty looking level is normally what I would consider, in a normal playthrough of this, the hardest level in the game. It's largely the secret of this one. It's not that hard of a level otherwise, but the secret of it... It's a very short level, actually, otherwise. I think it's only about 3 screens long, but this screen here has a cannon on it that you have to break there and there. You have to break those blocks, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of very fast-moving enemies, a lot of infinitely respawning enemies, and a lot of NES lag. That was way easier with the UFO. It almost feels like it's designed for the UFO, because if you don't have that, it is a lot worse. I think that is by and far the hardest part of the entire game in a normal circumstance, made way easier with this ability.
Odie's in the shower. He's gonna have something to come back to.
Oh, man. This is another really pretty level. We got the Aurora Borealis here.
Aurora Borealis. I also real quick want to thank Scottman for 10 bits.
Thank you,
100
Scottman.
bits. 1,000 bits. 10,000 bits.
Wow, thank you, Scottman.
That is a lot of bits for those who don't know.
Yeah, that's like over $100 in bits, I think.
We're extremely thankful for everyone's generosity.
Thank you all for making this a really great stack game marathon and a really great event to be a part of. We would not be able to do what we're doing here without all of your generous support, so thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. Not just everyone donating, but everyone even just talking about the event. That's just such a huge deal.
To everyone lurking,
Very
to everyone just sharing about us on social media, and it really means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Everybody say thank you, everyone.
Thank you at everyone. So this is the last appearance of the Meta Knights here. I want to have one final showdown with us. And I'm gonna go back and get some health here, because I do not want to fight Meta Knight with half health right now. We got a Fire Lion here, who's gonna die in 2 hits.
I love Meta Knight's little dudes.
Yeah. And speaking of Meta Knight, we gotta take the sword, because it's a one-on-one duel.
Yo, raw. Have a moment for a donation, or?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. We got $5 from Michael saying, dang, can't believe I lost again. Well, better rotate around the team and... Wait a minute. Here? Man, I was just getting used to waking up in my room. Yo, woof slap! Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Very inaccessible. But thank you so much for coming through, Michael. We love to have you.
This might be my favorite world in the game, just because of how pretty it is. And despite having sword when we finished that, we're back to having our UFO again. It's really nice and generous that way. I don't know why I need to reflect that laser when I can just hit that with the beam there. So, this first area is another case where it's a kind of annoying secret to get if you're not using the UFO ability, because normally you have to get this beam ability, break some blocks near the end, and then go back and get that fireball ability, and it's just kind of all a big headache. I think you even need to use the spark ability to access down where the beam ability is in the first place, just so you can break these blocks here. It's just a ginormous headache, and then you have to break that open with the burning ability. Fortunately, you don't need to do that with the UFO, so... And the last secret isn't actually until the very last level of the game, so... The rest of this world is just going to be kind of a nice casual stroll from here.
We love that.
I just love how pretty this world looks.
Yeah, very nice aesthetic.
Got the nice Aurora Borealis in the background, and we're going to be taking on some extra challenging fights here, because we can do that. I believe it is faster to take the hard boss rush path here. We kind of have a bit of a boss rush with this level here. The normal path, you'd fight a lot of easier bosses here, but in this arena here, you fight them pretty much at their max power here. Though, I'd almost argue the last one's easier in this path, because we only have one Fire Lion here, and despite being a decent bit faster in the normal path, you have to fight 2 Fire Lions there, so this I find easier in that regard, and we just get a lot of 1-ups for our trouble. And here we have one of my favorite screens coming up here. I just love how this background looks. It's one of my favorite areas of this game, even if we're only here for like a few seconds. So, coming up here we have... And remember guys, there's still time to donate towards the Mario Party incentive, even though that $2,000 will pretty much guarantee somebody in that spot. There's still definitely time to donate towards that. Maybe someone could 1-up that donation.
That'd be impressive. Yeah, I also noticed. I notice, Lucas, if you want to put towards a character, feel free. But there are 3 characters at stake here, so you could gun for top pick. Waluigi right now is at 368, Wario in second at 174, and Daisy in third at 157. But Luigi's coming in hot at 145 and DK at 130. If anybody wants to clutch out a slot for one of those guys, mix things up a bit. We're coming up on that real quick.
That'll be right after this.
Would you say about 10 minutes or so, maybe?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so get those choices in. Vote in that poll as well, the straw poll. Exclamation poll. And, yeah, you could mix things up a bit.
Yeah, we're pretty much in the last stretch of levels here, so... Stages 3, 4, and 5 of this world are all pretty short, so... And I'm just taking my time here, because I don't really have a whole lot of health right now, so... I wish I had some more health right now. I feel like every run I have of this, I'm usually pretty low on health, so I'm actually gonna take a emergency break back to get some health here.
Alright, there it is. Lucas decided on Waluigi, so...
Alright. He couldn't make it in He couldn't make it in Smash Bros, so... Couldn't make it in Smash Bros, so we made it for the finale of Stat Game Marathon. Fall 2021. I still think one of my favorite memes with that is the art of Waluigi and the Piranha Plant from Mario Party 3's Storm Chasers.
Yeah.
This room sucks. I actually did not know that was going to happen with the UFO, but I'm oddly not surprised. If you're hit at all during this by those fire guys or the spark guys, you may as well kiss a life goodbye. It's a brutal room to traverse here. And that might be the end of our UFO shenanigans, because we won't really need it much for the next level at all. I was gonna point out, there's this area here. I think I made it through this area, like, once with the UFO, but otherwise, I have no sweet idea how you're supposed to make it through with that cannon otherwise. It's just like a 1-up or something behind that, but... UFO, you did your job well.
07. Everybody 07 for UFO. UFO 7.
Here we have another fan favorite level in this game.
That cannon puzzle I just never knew how to do.
It's really rough. I almost feel like you need the UFO ability to get through that, but that's a glitch to do it with UFO. I think I did it like once in one of my practice runs, but other than that...
This level's so cute, huh?
Yeah.
Is there a sec for a donation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. We got 25 from our good friend Wolf Kaminari.
Nice.
Saying, yo, let's see Luigi in that final game, shall we?
Yeah, let's get the green guy in there.
Hey, thanks, Wolf.
Thank you.
Yeah, that should put Luigi in.
Let's hope.
At least for now.
Guys, get those donations in. We only have, like, another few minutes left to get the donations in for that. So, get those donations in here soon if you want to determine the fate of Mario Party 3.
How's that poll looking, chat? How's that exclamation poll looking? You guys keeping it close? You shaking it up?
By the way, this is the last secret in the game here, and when I was a kid, I did not know this secret was here, because this was one of my first Kirby games, and I did not know there was a secret in the moon there. I legit had to resort, I know this was a few years after the fact, but I had to resort to GameFAQs to figure that one out. And, last but not least, we have a showdown with King Dedede.
Our guy. Our yes. I'm not sure if the public version of the donation page displays this for everyone. But...
I might need to go back and get UFO after this.
Oh, really?
I'm not having the best start to this right now. If I can do the rest of this on one... No. Alright, so...
If you guys could see this pie chart.
We're losing a little bit of time here, but that's alright.
Should be all good. Let's get some stacked hype in chat for Starman.
I don't have my chat pulled up right now, but thank you, I really do appreciate the hype and the wishes and the spirit bomb energy and everything else you can send me. I get this needle guy here, too? There we go. There was my first time messing that up there. There we go. The trick for that is you want to make sure the star... You see the star leave, but still have the body of the UFO. That's the trick you want to pay attention for. Now let's have a proper rematch against 3D.
You will pay.
Very much so. Anyways, we take the star rod down here, and we're gonna skip this cutscene here because we are on a bit of a time crunch, but more or less, placing the star rod into the Fountain of Dreams there. Also, shout out to Fountain of Dreams, that level from Melee there.
Very base level.
Turned out to be this orb here known as Nightmare. I always did kind of find it a little strange that the Right Back At Ya anime was able to do 100 episodes with this guy as the overlying villain, and yet they couldn't really, or they didn't want to figure out anything else with, like, any of the other villains in the series.
Yeah.
That's like one of my secret pipe dreams, is just hoping someday that that series would ever get some sort of official reboot, but it's been nearly 15 years since the dub of it ended, and probably closer to 20 years since the original airing ended, so...
It did end somewhat abruptly, right?
I'd say yes and no. They did kind of cap the last episode off after defeating this guy, which is Nightmare. Time will also be coming up pretty shortly, too, so it'll be coming up after I get the last hit on this guy. He usually takes about 6 to 7 hits. Alright, next hit should be the end here. Can I reach that in time? No. And I can't hit him when he does that. I think you can, but it's a lot trickier to aim that there. This should be it here. Time.
Let's go.
That was it for Kirby's Adventure.
Very entertaining run. I love this game.
Thank you. And yeah, I absolutely love this game also. It's not my favorite Kirby game, but I think it probably is top 5 for me. Probably a lot of it to do with nostalgia, but this is always just one of those games I could... It's aged a lot in some ways, but I could always go back to this game at pretty much any time, I think. Also helps that it's a pretty short game, too, so even if I wasn't glitching it out with UFO all the time, I could still beat this game in about 2 hours, so it's a fun game to just kind of go back and revisit. If we got time, I could show one small little secret off there.
I'm gonna read off one more donation.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
That out. We got $10 from our good friend Zombie Juice. Thank you all for the most amazing weekend. thanks to you all, we'll be able to advance and support grassroots nonprofits. The kindness and support of the SGM community has inspired us to continue our work with even more passion and drive. Your excitement around giving back, as well as your passion for friendship, has reminded me why I started Stream for a Cause. So in addition to your donations, your inspiration will stay with me as we keep working to make a difference. Thanks so much, Jambi.
Thank you,
We
Jambi.
appreciate everything.
So yeah, I think they want you to go do something there really quick there, Zebra,
Yeah,
but
I'll go do that.
sure.
You can close out.
Alright, well, I think I have a restore point here for this here, but yeah, if you guys want to see an example of a glitch that is not helpful at all here, go to this level. This is, I'll show where this is. This is in 6-1 here, and go to this area here with the stone ability. This is one of the dumbest, most useless glitches you could ever do in this game, because it straight up freezes the game. It just, yeah, it straight up crashes the game here. It's one of those things that you have to ask yourself, why is this in the game? But I've tried this on multiple versions of the game. I've tried this on, like, the Wii Virtual Console, and it just straight up crashes there. The SNES, or the NES Classic, just crashes and sends you straight back to the main menu of that. It's a really weird glitch, and I don't know why this is in here, but it's a glitch that just exists. You gotta just love really dumb glitches like that, but yeah, yeah, I think if we're good here, I'm probably pretty good to sign off here pretty shortly, I think. This has been a lot of fun for the Stack Game Marathon. I remember I was actually pretty excited and also pretty anxious when I found out I was doing the penultimate event of the run, because at this point, it's just, like, what can you say about the level of excitement that we've kind of felt here, even barring the computer crash I had about halfway through the session, but it's just one of those events that I was really honored to be a part of, and I want to thank Odenspec for kind of putting this all together and allowing me to participate for the event, and I really just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and all the people who donated, all the people who donated bits, to all the extremely generous donations we had this run. It's just been a really, I'm kind of blown away from everything that's happened so far tonight, and like, what more can I say that hasn't been said already? Thank you, everyone, for kind of doing everything. Really, it's, even if you weren't able to donate, it really means a lot to even just kind of be here and just hang out and participate in a really great cause, so thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. If you want to just, plug my, if I just have time to plug my stuff here, otherwise, I'm just, I've been MasterStarman, I do Let's Plays and, Twitch streams, and just kind of do a variety, a lot of Nintendo stuff, a lot of Mario Party here and there on the Twitch side of things, and gonna be doing a lot of Mario Party, and also some Pokemon Shining Pearl when that comes out as well, so it's just gonna be a really generous and really great time for a lot of things, so it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really thankful for everyone for... I'm really thankful for everyone for kind of taking part. It's just been a tremendous event, and I thank, you know, I thank everyone who's put this on. I thank Stream for a Cause and all the great people working behind the scenes. It's been a really chaotic event here, so chaotic in a really great way, I should say, though. It's something that I definitely hope to be a part of again in the future, so thank you everyone for kind of tuning in tonight, and I guess that's all I have left to say here. I guess we can kind of just go to the... We can kind of just close off here and... Yeah, sorry, I mean, what more can we say? Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you everyone who's donated, and hope to see you guys for the finale, which is Mario Party 3 coming up, which Mega Freak 400 is going to be playing with Madame Wario and Slim Kirby on Cocom. It's an event you're not going to want to miss. I might miss some of it because I'm probably going to go to bed shortly after this, but thank you everyone for tuning in here. It's been a blast all weekend, and we've all had a lot of great fun. And we'll see you guys later.